morning, students. I hope my screen is visible and I am audible. Kindly respond in the chat window. We'll just begin in another 1 minute. Okay, I got the response. Thanks for the response. So I hope you understood the topic of discussion for today. So today I'm going to discuss files and formatting output, the things which will be mostly asked in the placement written examinations also. So I'm mainly focusing on the placement exams because academics anyway I have covered it as part of your curriculum itself. I hope you remember the topics that I have taught you in 2-1 itself. That's why I wanted to give once again a recap along with the things that are required for your placements as well. So I hope all of you have practiced a bit of yesterday's topics that I have explained you. If you people can practice it daily basis, it will be helpful. Whatever the things I'm covering, if you can practice it, I mean execute it from your side, it will be very useful for you so that you will not be forgetting. So yesterday I have discussed about the modules and packages, but the point which I did not understood was because if you have really listened to the class, definitely whatever the test I have conducted with all the power ups enabled and the redemption question enabled, you should have scored complete 100% marks. But unfortunately, only one student has secured 100% marks. I hope from today that mistake will not be happening. So if you can really listen to the session completely and able to answer the questions, you can definitely secure all 100% marks. And these sessions are not for your academics. You already aware that these are for the placement training. So it will be for your benefit only, and even for the future trainings also. As Ali sir mentioned, based on the tests that I'm conducting, these test marks averages will be taken into account for shortlisting you for further trainings in the future. Because I hope most of you might have understood that I am conducting with YouTube live, and you might have seen that there are many other videos already available in my channel. So those are the trainings that I have given for the Wipro shortlisted students. So Wipro training will be given only for the 80 students, and you know that your strength is altogether 259, and out of 259 only 80 students can be picked up, and the training will get started for your batch from December, because right now the training is going on for your seniors, and your seniors have completed two milestone tests, and with one milestone exam left out, and once the three milestone tests complete, they are going to appear for the final milestone exam, and then they will directly appear for the interview. And the point what I would like to convey you here is like this: even for Virtuosa, we are going to start the training for your seniors in the next month, and the point I would like to convey is we can only shortlist only 80 or 60 students for the Wipro or Virtuosa training. In that case, we have to pick up on some criteria, and we can't take your academic percentages into criteria. For that reason, we have thought of conducting some tests, and the averages of these test scores we thought of considering for shortlisting for the future training. Because as said, we can't, we might be giving training, but company specific training can be given only to the selected number. I hope you can understand that, because right now whatever the training that I am giving or other faculties are providing you as part of your aptitude or soft skills trainings, these trainings we give it to all, but the company specific trainings I am speaking in particular, those can be given only to the selected students, and that selection will be purely based on the test performances. So we are going to conduct like this some number of tests, and the average scores we are going to consider, and those who are on the top in the test, those will be only considered for the future company specific training. So for that reason only we are asking you to don't take it light, participate in these trainings, attend all the tests, secure good marks, make yourself eligible for future company specific training. That's the only point I want to tell you before beginning my session, because yesterday I thought most of you will be able to secure 100%, but I was really disappointed because the questions what I was preparing, the 10 questions, it's purely based on the teaching what I am giving you as part of this day session. And even I have enabled the power ups and redemption question. With all that things also you people are unable to secure, means I got disappointed. Only with regard to that I thought of setting the context first before beginning the session. That's why I'm telling all these things. Hope you will follow the session. And even as I am saying, I hope all of you might be having laptops. So I want you to practice these things so that you will not forget. Anyway, since I'm conducting using YouTube, you can find all the training videos anytime in my channel. But if you can practice them daily basis, it will be benefit for you only. That's the only point I would like to convey. So yesterday's discussion was very important, because whoever will be working with Python, definitely the things which I have taught yesterday are very important, because modules and then use of modules in other projects or packages is very essential. Even you know that we will be importing packages, all that. So that's what in my yesterday's discussion I have taught you. So I shown you how to create a project, and how to create a package in that, how to create modules in that, and then how to write all your modules imported in the double underscore init double underscore dot py, and then make use in other files. I hope you remember that. Once again, sorry. So yesterday I have shown you this. So I have created a project Krishna. In that project I created a package mypack. In that mypack, when I created the package, and the very first module when it was created, that is calci.py, we have seen this double underscore init double underscore dot py file being automatically created, and this file automatically created in the package is the one which is responsible for importing all the modules in that particular package. And that's what I have shown you. So double underscore init double underscore dot py should contain all the modules imports like this. And then I have created two modules, calci and then even odd, and then these two modules I have imported in the double underscore init double underscore dot py, and then we created a normal Python file and then imported this package. And after importing the package, you can see how we are accessing the modules. So here calcipy is there, even odd pi is there. So mypack is imported with the aliasing name yum. So yum dot calci module dot, and whichever method you are interested, that particular thing, and the arguments that are expected by that method should be passed by you. That's what we are doing. And since in calci module the add method is returning the result, I have used in print. But coming to the even odd module, the check method is directly displaying the result there. That's why I haven't used in print. I hope you understood why here we have written in print and here directly we have written, because in the calcs all the methods I have defined with return, but whereas in the even odd I have defined a check method with displaying the result there itself. That's the reason here without print we are calling the check method of even odd module. Here add method we are calling it in the print, which is from the calci module. So this is what we have done, and I hope everyone understood the use of creating packages and adding modules into them, and then importing them from other files. Even the same thing you can do it from other packages as well. Likewise, here yesterday I have created another pack also, na my pack one. So in this also you can just do that. So this is what the advantage of going for packages and modules. So let us start with today's discussion. As mentioned, today I am going to discuss with regard to the files, all the various operations that we are going to work with files, and then the different ways of formatting the output. So these are very important. even though they look very simple, but they confuse you in the exams. Because while working, it looks very simple, because you might have worked with files in your first year C language and Java. Somewhere or the other way you might have worked with, only the syntactical variation will be there, but some or the other way you might have worked with files. But the thing is, with Python there will be little confusing, which you need to understand. So that I'm going to show, along with the use of OS module also I'm going to explain in now today's session. So OS module is also very important module that is provided by Python library, which is used for dealing with file management. So majorly with file management, like creating, removing, renaming, uh, deleting, all various operations with regard to files or directories, we are going to make use of the OS module. So all those things we are going to see now. And finally I'll end up my session with showing you the various ways of formatting the output, because you know that we read input using the input function, we display output using print function. You might be knowing this basic thing, but what are the different ways of formatting the output? Even with the print also we have several ways of formatting the output. And post my session, my mock test which I have framed the 10 questions also will comprise of these files and formatting output, which I am going to discuss now in the coming 30 minutes. So I'm not going to take more than 40-45 minutes, because yesterday few people said that please restrict to the times. So yesterday anyway, since it was my first session and I thought your first session also got cancelled due to some technical issue, that's why I prolonged. But today onwards I'd restrict myself to the set duration. So I'll just end up my session with 40 to 45 minutes, and post that I'll begin the test. And everyday test it will be comprising of exactly 10 questions, each question for 20 seconds. That means altogether the test duration is actually only 3.5 minutes. But still I'm just waiting for others to join late, and those who are joining late and completing the test, for that I'm just waiting for 10 minutes. But today onwards I'm going to end the session, end the test also exactly within 10 minutes after I click on start. And please do join only with your hall ticket numbers and not names, because for identifying and for taking the things into consideration for the future trainings also, if you give your roll number it will be easy to identify you. So please do join only with your hall ticket number and no names please. Join with complete 10 digit hall ticket number. That will be helpful for shortlisting you for the future upcoming trainings, if you are able to secure good marks. If you are providing names, it will be difficult to search in out of 259 students. That's the reason provide only your 10 digit hall ticket number after entering the game code. This is the only point I wanted to convey you. So let's begin today's discussion on files first. So let me first create a new file. So before that, we are in Krishna project. Let's get back to, so here you can change it, whatever the path you are there. Here you can see it. I hope you can see. Here you can see in which path you are there. So right now I am in my desktop Python folder and not in Krishna. That's fine. So because you need to know where you are creating all the files that you are performing, so that later when you wanted again you want to directly check into the respective folder. So for training purpose only I just created a folder on my desktop Python. So after that I have created a project yesterday, that's why I just checked it currently which path I am in. So here you can see I'm in Python. So let's start with the very first one. So first I'm just creating, okay, let's first open the file. So open, and then here I'm giving single quotes or double quotes, it's up to you. So I'm just saying test dot txt and then comma r. So this is the syntax of opening a file. I hope some of you might have already worked with that, but let us see what are the different things you need to remember with regard to these files. So what we are doing is, so f1 is the variable, or you can say the object which is going to have the file handle. So here open is taking two arguments. The first one is the file name, the second one is the mode. So you have different modes. So R stands for read, W stands for write, A stands for append, T stands for text, something like that. You have different things. If you want to know what are the different commands, you can just use the console, and you can just give something like this: help of open. So if you want to know in-depth documentation, this is how you can just give. So use the console and just type help within the brackets. You can just give the command for which you are looking for. So when you give that, it gives the complete description about that particular command. So help of open, here you can see. So R for open the file in reading mode, W for open for writing mode, X for creating a new file, A for appending the file, T for text mode. Something like this. You can see what are the different modes that are available, that you can give it after the file name. So these are the two arguments you need to pass along with the open command. Now the point is, here when I am giving directly test.txt, you must understand that you are not specifying the complete path. That means it searches only in the current working directory. And what is the current working directory? Here I have shown you. This is my current working directory. So on desktop there is a folder Python, so it will check only in the current working directory. So I am trying to open a file name with the test.txt in read mode. Now let us just run this and see. Okay, it's not saved. Let me just give some files. Let me close this. Right now we are not dealing with packages. Okay, now let's press F5. So F9 I mentioned already, line by line execution. If you press F5, the whole file executes. And here you can see what is the error: file not found error. I hope you can understand why it is giving, because yesterday itself I have begun your session and I haven't created any this test.txt file. So what you can do is, you can just make it W. What is W? For write mode. So what does write mode will do? So write mode, it will be creating a file if the file is not existing. If the file is already existing, then it will overwrite all the existing contents. This point should be remembered. So if you use the write mode is going to overwrite the existing contents with the new contents. If the file itself is not existing, then it will create X. X also will be creating the new file directly. So here now let us just execute this and see. I have pressed F5. So here you can see what is being done. So it was run successfully. Let's write some content into this. So how do you write content? So what you have to do is, now your file object is F1. So we'll just write F1 dot write, and then you can just add some text. So let me just write, this is sample text, and also we will write some other text. I just want you to observe something. Next, control V. So this is okay, let me say another sample text. I want you to observe something here. Next, okay, let's first print this contents. So F1 dot read. So F1 dot read is the command I am invoking. Now let me press F5, and yeah, just observe what the output you are going to get. It's taking some time. Just hold on. The console is getting restarted. I mean the kernel. Is there any error? Just hold on for a minute. Just give me a second. I am zooming out so that I can see if any error is there. Okay, unsupported operation read. So it has given some error. Let's just check that. Line 12, f1 dot read. Okay, I hope you can understand that because I have opened in write mode now. So after opening in write mode, we are trying to read it now. So that's what it is saying. So what I'll do is, okay, let me just use another file handler. So f2 equal to, now open of, again I'll use the same file, test dot text, and then comma read mode. Let me use this, and after writing, let me just close this file handler. You must close all the file handlers. Just remember that point. After your operations are complete, just remember to close the file handlers. Okay, once again let's run this and see. Now I have opened a different one. Here the console is taking too much time. Value error, IO operation on closed file. F1 dot read. Oh, sorry. Here actually I have done F2. All simple mistakes. Yeah, here you can see what is it displaying. So this is sample text. This is another sample text. So we haven't written in a new line now. That's why it is coming in separate. I mean in the same line. So let us issue slash and otherwise. Yeah, now you can see what is happening. So it have written two lines. After that I have closed the file handler, that is f1, and then I have used another file handler f2, and with that second file handler what we are doing, we are just reading the entire contents. Now I want you to observe few more things. Now you see what I am doing. I am just opening with the file name and no mode. I am just opening f2 with only file name and no mode. Let's run this and see. Still you can see the same output. The answer is, by default read mode is default. So you, whether you write it or not, by default the mode is read. Whether you write it explicitly or not, the default mode is read. That's why I haven't written read mode, but still I am able to read the contents. Similarly, instead of writing read, I can also say, just observe what will happen now. I have written f2 dot read line. I have written f2 dot read line. Now let's run this and see what will happen. Object has no attribute read line. Oh, sorry. This capital L is not required because I am used to Java style. That's why I have used a capital L. So here you can see. So read line, what it will do? It will read one line of text. It will read one line of text. Now, if I copy this same statement and if I paste this once again, now what will happen? Any guess? So now you can see that two lines are printed. So what happens is, by default, when this particular line is executed, it's reading one line and the cursor will be pointing to the next line, first character. The cursor will be pointing to the next line's first character. And again you are asking to print the next character na. I mean again you are asking to print the one more line na. So that's the reason you can see here. And by default read line, it will append slash n. By default read line will append slash n. So this point you need to understand. Here I hope you observed. Here you can see how it have come. So only one single slash n is coming here, but here you can observe one extra slash n is coming here. The reason is, after it reads a line, a slash n will be appended. After it reads a line, a slash n will be appended. Now let me show you another one. So if I just say read of 4, observe this. Now once again let's execute. So first line it was printed, and then when I have issued read of 4, what happened? So it have just read 4 characters. It have read only 4 characters. So here the point to be noted is, when this statement got executed, when this statement, I mean the selection one, when this statement got executed, so it have read one line, and then a slash n is appended. After that, since you are read, I mean since you are given read of 4, 4 characters are read. This, are you understanding? And then if I want to read the remaining content, again what should I invoke? If I want to invoke a command to read the remaining contents, again just read, because after reading 4 characters, again the cursor will be at the 5th character. The cursor will be at the 5th character. So on issuing that, here you can see, can you observe? So after reading 4 characters, the 5th character is a space. That's why you can see in the last, here you can see a space is also being printed here. I hope you are able to see the difference. So first I have invoked f2 dot read line. So it have displayed me this is sample text, and as I mentioned, when you are invoking read line, a slash n will be appended. That's why a slash n is appended here, and then I am reading 4 characters. So this is being printed, and you know that print automatically will what it will do, print automatically will append a slash n, that's what. And if you don't want, I think you are already aware, so you can just invoke a separator. So you can just say separator or end, whatever it is, you can just use a separator, something like this, so that you can just see that rather than getting okay, it's, if I use end, that's better I think. So here you can see, rather than getting printed in the next line, because print by default it will append in the next line na. So here you can see this end equal to comma I have used now. So that's what here you can see, comma is printed instead of going to the new line. And then since I have issued f2 dot read, all the remaining content is printed, and after reading 4 characters, 5th character onwards, remaining content is displayed here. I hope everyone understood. So this is how you will be using. So file you have to open, and when you are issuing open, 2 arguments are expected, and if the mode is already decided to be read mode, then you don't require to mention the read mode, you can directly provide the file name. And if the file name is available in the current working directory, then what you can do is you can just give the file name. If the file is not available in the current working directory, you have to give the complete path like this, d colon backslash, and then if you have some complete path with folders, all that you have to provide. So this is how you have to give the complete path if it is not in the current working directory. And if you don't know what is the current working directory, then you can even check if it is in the spider like this, you can just check it, or else you can just issue a command in the console, just saying that get cwd, something like this. You can just invoke the command. Okay, I think we need to import OS and then do that. Yeah, so get current working directory is the command of OS module. So you have to use it along with the OS module only. So that's how you can get the current working directory. I mean, when you are working with files, and if you don't know the file which you are looking for and the current path where you are running this particular program, are they in the same directory or not, if you don't know, you can just issue this particular command in the console. So import OS, and then os.getcwd will return you the current working directory. So here you can see the path how it is being returned. So this is the general way of using double backslashes in order to overcome any existing things. Like I'll just show you a simple example. Let me just do this. Let me just do this. I hope so far here everyone understood about read line, read, read of a number, that many characters will be read. So now what I'll do is I'll just show you a small thing why double backslashes to be used. So even if you use single backslash, it will work, but as per the Python documentation, you are asked to implement with double backslashes. And why, I'll just show you. Suppose if I use like this, if you use single backslash, it will work for others, but so let me just say Krishna, I want you to observe this, and here let me use it write read mode, and then let me just put these two in comments, and here let me just save this and try to press F5 and show you the error. Now what you can see an error, right? This is the point to be noted. So when you are using backslashes, here you can see codec can't decode bytes in position 2 to 3, and what is the error? Unicode error. So backslash u is for Unicode escape sequence. Backslash u is for Unicode escape sequence. So to overcome that, we are asked to use backslashes or use a simple R. You are asked to use backslashes or use a simple R. So if you use simple R, there's no test.py. Okay, this is file not found error. Whatever the file name I have given, it's not found, but there's no Unicode error. I hope you can understand this. So if you use small r, automatically it will understand that you are asking it to do without considering the backslashes, without considering the, I mean, escape sequences like that. This is one way. Or instead of using, the best way is using double backslashes. The best way using is double backslashes. I hope you are able to understand, because here slash users, there is a backslash u which is a used for Unicode purpose. So if you use double backslashes, then it works fine. So use of double backslash is mandatory as prescribed by the Python documentation, or you prepend the file name with small r, and that small r should be prepended before the single quotes or double quotes. I hope everyone understood how to open the file, and then by default, if you don't specify the mode, if you are giving only file name, the default mode of operation is read mode, and if you give w, that indicates write mode. And write mode, if the file is not existing, then also it will just create it, and then it will write the content that you are doing. But just remember, write mode will overwrite the existing contents with the new contents, whereas if you use append mode will add the content to the existing contents. I hope these things you are familiar with C language or Java language also. By default, write mode will override the existing contents and add the new contents, whereas append mode will add to the end of the existing content. That's the points you just need to remember with regard to the mode of operations. And X, we use it only for creating the file, but rather than using X in real time, we just use W, because W also will do the same thing along with writing the content to the file. So these are the things you just need to remember with regard to file operations. Now coming to OS module operations. So let us just see few of the things what we can do. So import OS. I'm just importing the OS module, and then the first one what we will do is let's create a directory. So for creating a directory, you will be using the command os dot mkdir, and here you can see the commands, I mean the arguments, path you have to give, and the mode and directory fd. But instead of that, you can just directly give also. So here let me just give uh, okay, single quote and d colon 2 backslashes, and then I'm just creating folder python. So make directory, and let's see what it will do, and press F5, and then so it's saying the system could not find the specified path. Let me just zoom out. Okay, I don't have a D drive actually, I'm having only E drive. Sorry for that. So let me just zoom in again. So since I have given D, I have only C and E drives in my laptop. So let me just change it to E, and let's see. Control S, F5. So here you can see it was created, because if you are not getting any error, you can understand that it got created. Now let me once again just save this and run once again. Now you can see the error. I hope you are able to find. Now what is it saying? File exists error. That means for the very first time when I have executed this os.mkdir of e colon python, what happened? It created that python directory, that is folder, in my E drive. Second time when I am running, what is happening? It is saying file exists error. It is saying file exists error. But generally what you will be doing, you will be running this program several times. I mean during your practice time or some or the other times, you might be running this program for several times, and actually apart from creating, you might be performing some other operations. But unfortunately, since this line is also included in the program, it might be giving you this error, file exists error. So to overcome that error, what we will be doing in real time is we will just write some check constraint, something like this, some result equal to os dot path dot exists, and then here I am going to specify this e colon 2 backslashes python. Okay, now what I have done, I have just used a command os dot path dot exists. I have used a command os dot path dot exists e colon backslashes python, and then now what I'll do is if result double equal to true, that means if it is true, what, that particular path dot exists, it is going to return a boolean value. If it is already existing, it will do that, and then else this one, this statement we are going to keep. This is the best way to use. I hope you are able to see this. So here what I'll do is I'll just display. Okay, let me just write a simple print statement for making us understand. So I'll write print directory already exists. So this is better. Now you can see what I have done. So I have just used a os.path.exist command, which will return a boolean value, and I'm just checking with the respect to the boolean result that we have got it, and if it is already available, I'm just saying directory already exists. Otherwise I'm saying to create it. I'm saying create it. Now you see what will happen. So you can see, rather than getting the file exists error, you are able to see the output directory already exists. So it's not creating. So you can continue with your remaining operations. I hope you are able to understand. So this is how in real time we are going to do. We will not be directly creating without use of this os.path.exist, because in real time no customer or client would be interested to see for the errors. He would like to use the GUI interfaces that are provided by the developing company and directly use it and get the appropriate text messages for him to understand in normal languages. Because in earlier case, if the customer once again executes this program, I mean the client, what happens? He will be getting some file exists error. If he is not able to understand with respect to error, again he has to contact you. If you are going to include like this code, automatically when he runs, if he is running for the second time, this particular message which you are displaying now, rather than getting the file exists error, directory already exists message, he will be getting that set, and remaining operations can be happily executed by the customer. So this is what you have to remember. And similarly, what you can even do for removal also is, so this is for making a directory. And if you want to remove any particular file, so what you can do is you can just use the command rmdir. You can just use the command rmdir. So let me just show you that also. Os dot rmdir, and then here single colon again. Let's delete the same backslashes python, and let's run this. So here you can see directory already exists you are getting, and no other message you are getting. But let me run this for the second time and show you. Now you are not going to get this directory already exists, because actually after this directory is being deleted, because directory already existing. So for understanding, let me just include a statement print directory deleted. Now if I run this, any guess of the output? This I am running for the second time after deleting the directory. Now will you get this directory already exists message? You can see what is the message you are getting now. You are getting the message directory deleted. The reason is, now you are not getting directory already exists, because the second time when you are running directory is deleted na. So now it have created the directory, and after deleting the directory, what it have done? Directory deleted. Now one more point I would like to mention here is, this rmdir can remove the directory only if it is empty. Only if it is empty. If the directory is not empty, if it is already containing files, then it will raise error. Then it will raise error. You cannot remove a directory which is not empty. Remember this point. You cannot remove a directory which is not empty. So in that case, what you have to use is, instead of using OS only, you have to use another command like SHUTIL. Yeah, shuttle. There is a module called shuttle. So with this shuttle module, you are allowed to remove it. So instead of writing os.rmdir, you can include shuttle dot rm tree. You have a command shuttle dot rm tree. Here you can see what is it giving. So this is the way you can use it. So colon and then e colon 2 backslashes python. What it will do is, recursively it will be removing. So in the comment section I have seen that output screen is not visible. Is it for everyone, or are you able to see when I am moving to the output side? Because I am not continuously staying in the output side. Whenever I am running the file only, I am moving to the output screen. as I have seen in comment section. Kindly respond to what I'm asking. I'm just waiting for the answer. Are you able to see the output console when I'm moving there? Okay, one thing I'll do, I'll just keep this little closer. I hope now it should be fine. I hope this should be fine now. So this is how you will be using the shuttle. So using the shuttle command, what you can do is you can just use rmtree method, which will remove the directory with all the files also being deleted. But OS modules RMDIR will remove only if the directory is empty. Okay, let's move on quickly to the formatting of output. Okay, one small suggestion for those who are facing buffering issue, I request you to once again close the window and open once again. That's the better way to avoid that, because my side I am not able to see any buffering. It might be the data strength problem from your end, because I'm parallelly opened in my mobile also to see the chat window messages. So from my side I am able to see everything clearly in my mobile. So that's the point I would like to convey. So kindly, when you are facing any buffering issue, I want you to just close the window or open the window once again. And since anyway we are running out of time, what I'll do is, let us begin the quizzes test and end for today. And in tomorrow's session, I'll discuss this formatting of output along with classes, objects, and exception handling. So for today, let's wind up the session with the test. So I'm opening the quizzes test, and I'll post that link and code also in your groups.